West Burlington Falcons. It's me, Mr. Hedman, once again for another episode of The Marvelous Music Man. I was just taking a little bit of time to admire some of the different drums that I have in my music room. Now, some of these drums you've probably seen before. This drum is similar to a tubano drum. We can play it by hanging it off to the side. We get a better sound if I keep the end of the drum over here off the floor. We strike, like with any drum, on the skin, on the head of the drum. Now, in some countries, the skin of the drum is actually made from some sort of animal hide, like a goat hide. But these drums that I've got in my music room are made from a synthetic type of skin, not a real animal hide. We can strike the tubano like this. I like to use the edge of my fingers. We don't want to use the palm too much. If I use the palm and strike the middle, we're not going to get that great of a sound. It does produce a different sound, and sometimes we want that different sound. But when we want a nice open sound, we want to use those fingertips, the edges of our fingers, striking towards the edge of the drum, not directly in the center. Now, one that you might be a little more familiar with. Anyone know the name of these drums? These are the bongos. Now, the bongos are an Afro-Cuban drum. They were invented in the country of Cuba by people who trace their ancestors all the way back to Africa. The bongos have two different sizes of drums that are attached together. What sound do you think the smaller drum is going to make? A higher sound or a lower sound? Yeah, when we play the bongos, the smaller drum's going to produce a slightly higher sound than the larger one. You get the idea. Those are the bongos that come from Cuba, an Afro-Cuban instrument. This instrument is probably my favorite drum out of the lot. This is called the djembe. Now, the djembe is a traditional drum that comes from West Africa. You'll notice it's a little bit of a different shape than my tubano over here. But like the tubano, we want to keep it off of the floor to produce the best sound. Typically in West Africa, you'll see the djembe players. They'll kind of anchor the drum in between their legs like this. And much like the tubano, we use those edges of the fingers striking towards the edge of the drum, not directly in the center. And they produce different sounds by striking different parts of the drums and with different parts of the hands. For example, you might have noticed that I use the palm of my hand to strike the center. There's all sorts of ways that we can produce different sounds with these drums. It's just a shame that we're not going to be able to use them so much in music class. But I was thinking, since I've already got the djembe out, this would be a great opportunity for us to learn about music from another country. Strap on your seatbelts, boys and girls, because today we are going to be taking a trip to the country of Ghana. Let's get going. Welcome to the music room. Welcome to the music room. Welcome to the music room. Ready, set, here we go. Welcome to the music room. Welcome to the music room. Welcome to the music room. Ready, set, here we go. Today we're going to be learning about a song called Che Che Kule from the country of Ghana, which is in West Africa. We'll talk a little bit more about the country of Ghana in a little bit, but I want to start by teaching you the song. All you need to do is listen to me first and echo as soon as I'm done. Let's try singing Che Che Kule all together. Che Che Kule, Che Che Kule, Cheche kofinsa, cheche kofinsa, kofinsa langa, kofinsa langa, kakashi langa, kakashi langa, kum adende, kum adende, kum adende, hey. Cheche kule, cheche kule, cheche kofinsa, cheche kofinsa, kofinsa langa, kofinsa langa, kakashi langa, kakashi langa, kum adende, kum adende, kum adende, hey. Now that you've learned the song, we're going to learn the actions that go along with it. Let's go. The game of Cheche Kule is a little bit like a game of Simon Says or Follow the Leader. One person's going to be the leader. For now, that's going to be me. I'm going to sing the first line of Cheche Kule, and you, the student, are going to copy and echo after me. Now, you need to be careful because on the last line, kum adende, hey, that's supposed to be with everyone all together. No copying that time. In order to figure out what to do for that action, watch the leader. The first time they're going to sing, kum adende, you're going to echo, kum adende. Remember those two actions that you see, because then the leader and you are both going to do that action together. Kum adende, hey. And on hey, you're going to throw your arms up in the air. Let's try playing Cheche Kule all together. You're going to watch me, copy what I do, and then on kum adende hey, you're going to do it with me all together. Let's give it a shot. Cheche Kule, Cheche Kule, Cheche kofinsa, Cheche kofinsa, kofinsa langa, kofinsa langa, kakashi langa, kakashi langa, kum adende, kum adende, kum adende, hey. Cheche Kule, Cheche Kule, Cheche kofinsa, Cheche kofinsa, kofinsa langa, kofinsa langa, kakashi langa, kakashi langa, kum adende, kum adende, kum adende, hey. Cheche Kule, Cheche Kule, Cheche kofinsa, Cheche kofinsa, kofinsa langa, kofinsa langa, kakashi langa, kakashi langa, kum adende, kum adende, kum adende, hey. I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the song Cheche Kule and especially where the song comes from, the country of Ghana. And the first thing we need to do is find Ghana on the world map. So take a look at the map that is on your screen. I wonder if you can point to the continent of Africa. Now, I know this is tough because I didn't put the words or the names of the continents on the screen. I'm wondering if you know by the shape. What is the continent of Africa? If you guessed it was this continent, you are correct. That is the continent of Africa. Now we're going to zoom in. And in the continent of Africa, they have divided the continent into a few different regions. And in this map, they divided it based on color. I'm wondering if you can point to the region of Western Africa. Now, if you're having a hard time figuring out where Western Africa is, take a look at the key and the different colors. That will help you figure out where is Western Africa. If you thought it was this orange region, that is correct. That is Western Africa. And when we zoom into Western Africa, we will be able to find the country of Ghana. So where is Ghana on this map? You're looking for a country that starts with the letter G, Ghana. And a little bit of a hint for you, Ghana is along a coastline, a large body of water like the ocean. Can you find where Ghana is on this map? Yes, Ghana is towards the south side of Western Africa. Ghana is right there along the Gulf of Guinea. Now let's talk a little bit about what Ghana is like, how it is the same as our country and also how it's different. Let's start with the differences. Take a look. Ghana is largely comprised of rainforest and jungles, thick, lush vegetation, lots of trees, and plenty of wildlife, including elephants. You might find elephants living in Ghana. What are some other animals that you might expect to find living in Ghana? Now, if you're looking around the savannah, you might find things like giraffes or antelopes or zebras. But if you're looking in the jungles, you might find things like colorful birds or primates. Now, here's how Ghana is a little bit like the United States. Just like the United States, we share a coastline. The United States is along the Atlantic Ocean, and so is Ghana. Here is one of the beaches that you might find in Ghana. It's very beautiful, just like some of our beaches. But here is how Ghana is quite a bit different. This is a picture of a small village that you might find in Ghana. Take a look at the houses. What does it look like the houses are made from? Yeah, to me, it looks like those houses are made out of the earth. They've molded the earth into clay and they've formed the walls using that. And if you look at the roofs, it looks like the roofs are made out of some sort of hay, like a thatch mixed up with mud to create a firm, solid roof. If you look at the middle of the photo, you'll see the person riding the bicycle. Now, bicycles are important in Ghana. They are one of the most popular forms of transportation, how people get around. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to find cars or automobiles or trucks or buses. You'll still find those in Ghana, but the most popular form of transportation is the bicycle. They love to ride their bikes. Just like the United States, though, Ghana has very large cities. This is the largest city of Ghana and the capital city, known as Accra. Go ahead and say Accra. Accra has over 2 million people living in the city right now. And in the heart of the city, you will find this memorial with the statue in the center. This memorial is in memory of Kwame Nkrumah, who is the first president of Ghana. He's a very important character, a very important figure in Ghanaian history, because he is the one who helped achieve independence for Ghana. Just like how our country had to achieve its own independence, Ghana had to find its own independence as well. And Kwame was the person who helped them achieve that. So that is just a little bit about the history of Ghana. Cheche Kule is a popular song and game played by many kids in Ghana. I want you to watch this video of some kids from Ghana playing Cheche Kule. And as you do, I want you to consider how their version of Cheche Kule is the same and also how it is different than the one that we are doing today in music class. Think about what is the same and what is different. So how is the version of Cheche Kule that the kids in Ghana played similar to the one that we are playing in music class? The words. The words are almost exactly the same. Now, sometimes they might pronounce things a little bit differently than how we do, but for the most part, the words are exactly the same. They also play the game pretty much the same way that we do. They have one person who's the leader, and then everybody else on the outside of the circle, they copy that leader. Something you might have noticed, though, was that they changed leaders, and that's the way that we should be playing Cheche Kule. If you're playing Cheche Kule at home, maybe you've got parents at home or maybe some brothers or sisters, you can have fun taking turns being leader. You might take the first turn, then choose someone else to go right after them. What are some ways that the game was different in Ghana than how we play it in music class? How is it different? You might have noticed that they added something at the end of every round. Instead of the kum adande hey, they decided to count instead. They counted from 1 to 10. That is kind of their in-between time where the person in the middle decides who they want to be the next leader. So that's one way that their game is different. What are some other changes that you noticed in the video with the kids from Ghana? Think about the ages of the kids that you saw in the video. You might have noticed that it was kids of all ages playing, not just kids from one grade. You had kids who were much younger than you. You also had kids who were much older than you that were playing the game. In Ghana, the game of Cheche Kule is very popular, not just with kids your age, but with kids of all ages. It's one of their favorite games to play. Anything else you noticed that was a little bit different? What about what they were wearing to school? These boys and girls were at school when they were playing Cheche Kule. What did you notice about what they were wearing? They were all wearing the same colors or the same clothes. Now, some schools in Ghana are similar to schools in the United States because some schools in our country also do something similar with their clothes. They have school uniforms. Now, here at West Burlington, we don't have to have school uniforms. You can kind of choose whatever you want to wear. But in some schools, they have kids choose the same colors or the same clothes to wear every single day. So that's a little bit about the similarities and the differences between Cheche Kule in Ghana compared to how we are playing it here in the United States. Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to my musical lexicon. Today we are learning about this word on the board called an ostinato. Let's say that all together now. Ostinato. But what is an ostinato? 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 What is an... Okay, Leo. You've kind of made your point. Boys and girls, I want you to think about what Leo was just doing now when he was asking the question about what is an ostinato. Did you notice something? Show him one more time, Leo. What is an ostinato? What is an ostinato? What is an ostinato? What is an ostinato? You might have noticed that he repeated the same thing over and over again. He repeated the same sentence. He even repeated the same rhythm over and over again. An ostinato is a musical phrase or a rhythm that repeats over and over again. So I'm going to take this blue marker and I'm going to put a couple of symbols next to this rhythm that I've got on the board. Now, some of you might recognize these symbols, but others may not have ever seen these before. These two symbols that I've written on the board here, these are called repeat signs. And the repeat sign, what they do is they capture a small section of the music that you see and asks you to repeat it. Now, normally, we just repeat it once. We get to this sign that tells us to repeat and go back to this sign. So we'd repeat this rhythm over again. We'd only do it once, but in an ostinato, instead of just repeating something once, we would repeat it over and over and over again. You would repeat it to infinity and beyond, as I like to say. Ostinatos are small phrases or rhythms that repeat over and over again. So let's take a look at this rhythm that I've got on the board. Shout it out loud. It should be pretty simple. We can read this one. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. Now, let's make that an ostinato. So what we're going to do, we're going to clap and say this rhythm, but we are going to repeat it over and over again. We're going to turn it into an ostinato. Let's try turning this rhythm that I've got on the board into an ostinato. You're going to repeat it until we cannot repeat it anymore. We're just going to keep going over and over again until we stop. And here we go. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. 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 ta, ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, ta. It can get pretty old pretty quickly, can't it? So what's the point of an ostinato? Is it just to annoy someone? Is it just to repeat the same thing over and over again and make it really boring? Because that's what it seems like, doesn't it? But ostinatos can actually be really interesting, and here's how. In West African music especially when it comes to drumming, they used ostinatos all the time. Now you might think that would make their drumming really boring, but what they do is they take one ostinato and then they layer other ostinatos on top of it. So you've got more than one rhythm that is being repeated over and over again. And what this does, they do it with other instruments as well. They have different instruments playing different ostinatos. You get this layered effect, and it turns the music into something really simple and boring into something really complex and unique. That is the purpose of ostinatos. We take something that seems really simple, but by layering it with other types of music or with other parts of the music, we can make it super interesting. We're going to be using ostinatos in just a little bit with our song Che Che Kule.
Once an Austrian went yodeling on a mountain so high, when he met with an avalanche interrupting his cry. Olia, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, ole. Once an Austrian went yodeling on a mountain so high, when he met with a skier interrupting his cry. Olia, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, ole. Once an Austrian went yodeling on a mountain so high, when he met with a Saint Bernard interrupting his cry. Olia, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, arf, arf, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, arf, arf, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, arf, arf, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, ole. Once an Austrian went yodeling on a mountain so high, when he met with a grizzly bear interrupting his cry. Olia, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, grr, arf, arf, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, grr, arf, arf, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, grr, arf, arf, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, ole. Once an Austrian went yodeling on a mountain so high, when he met with a milking maid interrupting his cry. Olia, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, grr, arf, arf, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, grr, arf, arf, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, grr, arf, arf, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, ole. Once an Austrian went yodeling on a mountain so high, when he met with a pretty girl interrupting his cry. Olia, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, grr, arf, arf, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, grr, arf, arf, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, holy rocka-coo, grr, arf, arf, swoosh, rumble, rumble, holy rocka-hia, ole.
I want to demonstrate for you now how we can take ostinatos and layer them on top of each other to make some more complex music. We're going to do this specifically for Che Che Kule in a little while. But before we do that, I want to demonstrate for you the different instruments that we will be using. I figured since we're singing a song from West Africa, it's important for us to use instruments that can also be found in West Africa. For example, we've got the djembe drum. I had shown you this at the beginning of the episode. The djembe comes from West Africa. I've got two different sizes. So this is the larger one. I've also got a smaller one that we'll be using. So, editor's note, that small drum that I called a djembe is actually a doumbek, which is a drum typically used in the Middle East. My apologies, even Mr. Hedman makes mistakes from time to time. I've also got this instrument. This instrument is called the shekere. Any idea what this instrument is made from? This is actually made from a dried out gourd in Ghana. They take this gourd, they let it dry out, they hollow out the inside, and then on top they have this net. And on the net, you've got, on this shekere, it's little tiny seashells, but you can use other things. Sometimes they'll use beads instead of shells. And to play the shekere, you use the palm of your hand to strike the underside, and you can move the shekere around to get different sounds out of it. But to be honest, I'm not a professional shekere player. I'm pretty basic. I mostly just hit the bottom of my palm like that. But you see some professionals, sometimes they'll shake it around a little bit to get different sounds. So that is the shekere from West Africa. And the final instrument that we will be using, these are known as agogo bells, and these began over in West Africa, but they've been used for other types of music such as samba music. And you'll notice that there are two different bells here at the end. They're each going to produce a different sound based on which one you hit. The smaller one is going to produce a higher sound than the larger one. So right now, we are going to layer all four of these instruments on top of each other to create a pretty neat sounding ostinato pattern. I'm going to begin on this djembe drum, and I'm going to be playing this ostinato that you see here. Ta, ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, ta. Drumming in Ghana, drumming in Ghana. After I get started, you're going to hear the other instruments layer in one after another. They're going to be playing a different ostinato pattern, repeating that over and over again. It'll create a more complex sound. Let's get started. 1, 2, here I go. Drumming in Ghana, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. Africa, Africa, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta. Ostinato, here we go. Ti, 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 ta. I love Africa. Ta, ti, ti, ta. We're going to do Che Che Kule one last time today, and I'm going to give you a couple options for what you can do. Option 1, you can play the game, and now you could either copy me as the teacher doing the actions, watching my actions and copying off of me, or maybe you want to be the leader and come up with your own actions. You can be the leader this time. If you're not feeling like you want to play the game, maybe you'd rather play some instruments, I want you to choose your favorite ostinato pattern from the video we just saw a moment ago with those 4 different instruments. Choose your favorite ostinato pattern, and I want you to perform that as we play Che Che Kule all together. If you're not sure how to play, you can always watch the performers in the video, and let's be honest, you probably don't have a djembe drum or a go-go bells at home. Find whatever works for you. If you don't have a drum, why don't you pat your legs? Or maybe you don't have a shekere. take that egg shaker from your music kit. You can use that instead. Find whatever works for you in order to play those ostinato patterns. Let's try Che Che Kule one last time. Again, I said so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. It's been great to play and sing together, but now it's time to say goodbye. So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. I said goodbye for now, until we meet again. And that's our show for today. I hope you had a lot of fun learning about Che Che Kule, music from Ghana, and ostinatos as well. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta get back to my ostinato.